Yeah, I think Red fans have the right to be the ones to make the playoffs, and a God also gave confidence to Florida, and that was an indictment on the Red Wings. So again, we have the embarrassing Red Wings indeed last spoke to Chris Gillick. I spoke with him a few days ago. They're disappointed, continues to be supported though. They intends to have further conversations about teams in the future. There's another question here. This is interesting. Asking Steve Yzerman whether or not collapse, Steve said everyone has to take responsibility, not just dump on the players. It's on the staff, the organization, and the players. You can't just sit there and say the players are no good. But he expects a lot more, even from players that had good seasons. Steve mentions he went through every player himself and said you need to mentally get through ups and downs, but it's on him and Todd to improve the talent and make them better. Now, I do think this argument needs to be brought up because a lot of people would say, hey, Steve Yzerman specifically, he's a really good player, and look at when he won his very first Stanley Cup. It took him years. Now, obviously, he's got 3, but Steve Yzerman played a good chunk of his Red Wings career before getting close. But a Dylan Larkin or a Sider or Reed, if you really wanted to stretch it that way. Obviously, the playoffs are the expectation, but as the listening, it's hard to make the playoffs. There is some commentary on Lucas Raymond's health, how Yzerman is refusing to say anything. Someone might ask if Steve could players tell, and also be harder to play against. He says that's on the players to be harder to play against, except they can't do it, they have to bring guys in. He also calls out the bottom 6 in particular, checking line or shutdown line, said they need more goal scoring, but more shutdown as well from the bottom 6. It's kind of funny because these comments, you wouldn't expect to say that for a team that was top 5 in the league, and it was leading their division back in January. Towards the end of January, even. The Olympic break really did screw up with this team's mojo, and now comments like these, they have to be mentioned because they're true. It's kind of unfortunate that it felt this way, but I digress. Someone said the way this season ends did not affect your belief in this squad going forward. Yzerman said, in some players going forward, it reinforces what the belief in, but there is some growth that needs to be done. Since some of these failures are going to make young players better necessarily because they have a growth mindset. You learn a lot in wins and in failure, but you can't just get rid of everyone. said blood conversation needs to be had, challenge one and be better. Ultimately, he said they need to be surrounded by more talent, but also need more complete players. Now, in regards to getting players, this is the next question over here. It's difficult to get an impact player that's free agency. Does that mean he's going to go for a trade? He said he'll do whatever he can to take that next step. He did it with Justin Falk. With a 32-team league and the cap going up, free agency is thinner. Ultimately, you're drafting or trading to do that, which he's open to. Someone said, with the repetitive nature of what happens during mid-seasons, can you make changes in direction without a major shakeup, whether it be the roster or front office? He said everything needs to be assessed. It would be ignorant to not have an in-depth look at the team and the organization. Do they need major shakeups? Maybe, maybe not. He wants the players to take the next step and call out Bowman helping him and Driftberg to improve these things. He said the group needed to make changes, and they got success. Someone blatantly said the front office again, any changes. He said this early right after the season ended. They'll talk and do whatever is right for the organization, and they'll see it through. Someone then mentioned Dylan Market's goal scoring, but his lack on 5-on-5 play. Eisenman said, 5-5 isn't just yardage issues. Kane and Rickett were the only 5-5 scoring they had. The rest of the lineup is an issue. Part of it is the way they play. They gotta get to the net to get the puck there. He said going back to Larson specifically, he tried a lot of games other than scoring, but he expects more to everyone. He also mentioned that he thinks Larson being 30 is not a concern. The team needs to win. He doesn't know how to answer. He's optimistic about Brian's Guard, Fontaine, etc. And he said he's hopeful it's going to be next year they can take the next step. So there definitely is a lot to dive into here. You can read it yourself. I think we're kind of at the tail end of it, but the meat and potatoes about it is Steve Eisenman is really hammering down that this team did not live up to expectations and they need more, especially 5-5. From St. James to Max Bolton, obviously they're hitting the questions in, so that's always nice to see. But at the end of the day, Steve Eisenman's press conference is pretty revealing. Things are not done yet with the Detroit Red Wings. And I want you to let your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this brief summary over here? What are your thoughts on some of the comments?
That's what you're doing. That's the everyday low price fighting.
In a game of very. So with all the doom and gloom surrounding the Montreal Canadiens following their disappointing loss in game number 2, I wanted to focus on one of the more positive angles of this team that admittedly is carrying over from game 1, and that is the performance and trajectory of one Uri Slavkovsky, a guy who unfortunately looked a little bit lost fighting the guy and winning with a pretty blistering right hand, but because after the fight he kind of took Uri Slavkovsky out of his mojo. With that said, it's one game. We'll see whether or not he's able to bounce back in game 3. I did say in the previous video that, oh, why are you being so harsh? It's one game against 2 games. Yeah, you have to be harsh. It's one game or 2 games out of 7, potentially. There is a very little room for error here. So, how Uri Slavkovsky bounces back is going to be a pretty big deal. But in game 1, he did score 3 goals. In the entirety of the contest. He had 7 shots on goal, all power play markers. He ends up getting the overtime winner, and he ends up putting his team on top to lead the series at the start of everything. With that said, I wanted to go over to the conversation hosted by the folks on Dabber Hockey about Uri Slavkovsky after that Game 1 performance. Take a look at this. People aren't talking about this enough, Dabber Hockey said. Uri Slavkovsky versus Leon Draisaitl in the early years of their careers. As a rookie, Uri Slavkovsky had 4 goals and 10 points. Leon Draisaitl had 2 goals and 9 points. In their second year, Slavkovsky had 20 goals and 50 points versus Leon Draisaitl, who had 19 goals and 51 points. Third year, Slafkovsky had 18 goals and 51 points. And Leon Draisaitl had 29 goals and 77 points. And then in year 4, Slafkovsky had 30 goals and 73 points. Leon Draisaitl had 25 goals and 70 points. So while Uri has technically gotten better every single year from strictly a point production standpoint, it does follow a pretty interesting pattern with Leon Draisaitl in years 1, 2, and especially year 4. Now, Leon did have a really nice year 3, and it was around this time in Leon Draisaitl's career where we started to acknowledge that, hey, this guy actually might be pretty good. Draisaitl was taken 3rd overall by Edmonton in 2014, and he had a pretty Difficult start to his career. I say that because he started out his post-draft career with 9 points, 37 games, but then he got sent back to the WHL. 53 points in 32 games over there as an 18-year-old. He dominated the Rockets, and then inevitably was good enough to stick around with Edmonton for 72 games the next year. It's why, if you compare it 1-to-1, Uri Slafkovsky versus Leon Draisaitl, the ages almost match up perfectly here. As Uri Slafkovsky, at 17 years old, his draft-eligible campaign, he had 10 points in 31 league games, and he was super good at the Olympics and everywhere else. It's why he ended up going first overall. Leon Draisaitl, a monster with the Prince Albert Raiders. However, actually, if we take a look at it, Leon Draisaitl, never mind. Leon Draisaitl's draft-eligible season was his 18-year-old year because Draisaitl has a later birth date. Uri Slafkovsky has an earlier one, thus giving him technically 1 year of extra development versus Leon Draisaitl. Oh boy, things have just gotten a
reunion of sweet, sweet, yummy, and tangy crunchy Nerds Gummy Clusters, so you can unleash your senses. Now in our new flavor, cherry lemonade.
Wait, it's just us. Why don't you just finish this with us? This thing's an automatically tight places and automatically happens. Looks like you got into everything. Whether you are in the Stanley Cup playoffs or whether you are out, the Chicago Blackhawks may be coming all the same. In today's video, I wanted to respond to some commentary made by Frank Saravalli on Victory Plus and their YouTube channel. Because on last week's edition of Frankly Hockey from April 14th, 2026, we had ourselves a conversation about Chicago and which players they could potentially or should potentially go out there and target. As we had mentioned, some of these guys are not playing in the postseason, others are in the smack dab middle of it. So with that said, let's focus on Jason Robertson out of the Dallas Stars, as well as Matthew Knies from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's the scoop as summarized by Lyle Richardson on Spectre's Hockey from April 20th, so yesterday. Could the Blackhawks pursue Matthew Knies or Jason Robertson? NHL insider Frank Saravalli was asked if the Chicago Blackhawks would make a bold move this offseason by attempting a trade for more than one superstar. For example, would they go after Toronto Maple Leafs Matthew Knies and Dallas Jason Robertson? Or only one of them? Saravalli thinks going after Knies or Robertson would be a great start for the Blackhawks. He reminded us that he reported several weeks ago that they were among the teams interested in Knies before last month's trading deadline. He doesn't think the Maple Leafs were actually planning to move Knies, but were looking for one of those deals where you can accomplish a rebuild in one single trade, which is really hard to do. I would assume that some sort of a Matthew Knies trade for a rebuild-solving package would involve a number of young assets and a number of picks and a whole bunch of other stuff too. Not a hockey trade, probably not, but you're probably bolstering up the future there. You'd be taking the long-term potential of Matthew Knies at 23 years old, making the amount of money that he's got right now, and scoring the amount of points that he's got right now, and leveraging that to get some more younger pieces. That's what I assume, or at least. The Blackhawks' interest in Matthew Knies indicates what type of player they could be looking for this summer. John Busubros believes the Blackhawks can afford to be bullish and try to acquire a Matthew Knies or a Jason Robertson. That wasn't the question at the beginning, wasn't it? It was multiple. Both of these guys potentially being Blackhawks targets, one after the other. For what it's worth, Spectre's note goes out there and says this: Maple Leafs ownership made it clear that they intend to retool instead of rebuild, which suggests they'll be hanging on to Knies unless someone makes them a mind-blowing offer. Meanwhile, Stars GM Jim Mill downplayed the trade rumors that dogged Robertson last summer and maintains his intention to re-sign Robertson this summer. He is an RFA with arbitration rights, who is also a year late for UFA eligibility. Of the two, Robertson seems the more likely to be available if he seeks more money than the Stars are willing to pay. He lacks no trade protection, but the Blackhawks might insist on attempting a sign-and-trade deal before committing assets to acquire him. Now, I think from a player-to-player evaluation perspective, you can say that Jason Robertson obviously is a more valuable player, a higher ceiling player compared to Matthew Knies. Robertson this season, he had scored 96 points, still not a career high. He's 13 points away from that, and he had accomplished that in a season where he was only 23 years old. So Jason Robertson, he is going to be making a whole bunch of money next season. Realistically, if Dallas wants to give him 12, I think they probably should. You think about the Nico Rantanen contract that they handed out to him earlier, and You think about the fact that Jason Robertson is technically younger, maybe a similar point production range. I think it's very fair to give Robertson a little bit more dough at this time when you consider how much the cap has gone up. But if the Stars are a little bit cheap, if they're not willing to commit that money to Jason Robertson, even though at the time of recording this audio, they have about, they got a negative cap space. Never mind. Actually, they got a bunch of dudes who are on expiring deals, so maybe they'll have enough for this upcoming summer. I mean, Michael Bunting's 4.5 is off the books. But with that said, Jason Robertson, I feel like whatever package you could send over that Chicago would be okay with, that would probably set the Stars back a little bit. I don't think Chicago is getting away with sending a roster-ready forward that can fill in the Jason Robertson minutes sustainably over to Dallas. It would have to be an all-futures kind of move. Unless Chicago was also interested in maybe re-signing, sending away another player like, I don't know, a Tyler Bertuzzi or somebody. What's the contract status on him? Let's go ahead and check that out over here. So Tyler Bertuzzi actually has 2 more years at 5.5 mil. He would be an upgrade for Chicago, for sure, if you go from Bertuzzi to Jason Robertson, but is he the kind of guy that Dallas would be interested in getting back? Maybe a Teravainen instead. Maybe they want some speed with Ilya Mikheyev. You could say the exact same thing for Matthew Knies. Could Mikheyev thrive once more in a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater? If the Chicago Blackhawks were to go balls to the wall and they say, hey, screw our prospects, screw our draft picks, we've got Connor Bedard right now, who is still on his ELC at the time of recording this audio. He's going to sign an extension, though. We know that for sure. Actually surround Connor Bedard with the proper winger support to bring him to the heights that an athlete Celebrini or Leo Carlson have been able to achieve this season. Connor Bedard had 75 points in 69 games played. That's not really bad. Like, it's fine. In fact, it's really good. But you look at the gap in talent with Chicago. 75 points was number 1 on this team. That same Tyler Bertuzzi had 58 points and 32 goals. And then you got Nazer at 21, McCann at 36, and a bunch of other dudes at 32. There is no depth when it comes to Chicago Blackhawks offense. So getting some top-tier guys just to get more up front is super important for what the Blackhawks have in store here. Jason Robertson or Matthew Knies, I would assume that they would have the cap space to be able to make it work if they send away one of these Burakovsky, Bertuzzi, Teravainen types. I mean, Chicago right now has $13 million in cap space, so if they wanted to just pluck over a Jason Robertson, they wouldn't even need to free up the money. They could just send it in that contract right away, fax it to him, and then you could do a perfect sign and trade scenario. But Matthew Knies also being in the mix too. His $7 million AAV is going to have to be compensated somehow. If you wanted to send Toronto a player or two that could still keep them competitive, then I don't know. Maybe you're thinking about an Ilya Mikheyev or somebody to replace those minutes and also provide some speed. Sam Lafferty can be a lead. That sounds like a pretty great idea, doesn't it? Obviously, I'm poking fun at the situation in Toronto, but when you consider some of the other contracts that are coming off the books for Chicago, I mean, Shea Weber and his $7.8 million a year is going to be gone. I think the Blackhawks are going to be fine when it comes to paying whomever it is they acquire. But all this to say, Frank Saravelli went out there and spoke about it in Victory Plus. He said it was a pretty good idea. Knies, Robertson, both. Could these guys be Chicago Blackhawks? Let me know in the comments on your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this special show soon on. And bye.
What's this one? The goal is to try to use your cone to capture the most raining ice cream scoops.
Whoa! Look at that. The ice cream game contains a reference to the Statue of Liberty.
It looks like it, yeah. Maybe. It's absolutely amazing.
Look at my ice cream stack, fellas. It's beautiful.
Excellent work, Donald. Set up. Oh, look at that, guys. My ice cream stack's now bigger than Donald.
Why couldn't you just share that scoop with your teammates?
Because I wanted to win.
You're so selfish, Joe.
You're not allowed to be mean when ice cream is involved. Remember Barack's rule?
Take a scoop before talking food. Whatever, Joe.
I'm surprised you guys are still referencing that. I want it on a t-shirt. Oh boy. What is the happening space doing? Oh.
I'm actually kind of glad this is happening. It gives us an extra chance at that star, Barry.
Very true. Damn, all the way back. That's really not that bad of an outcome, Philly. I mean, I guess. Ooh, I got dibs on mushroom. Thanks, Doc. Ooh, a point anything. Nice, you got it.
Joe, we've got 29.
On top of the world right now. The scoop troop may have the coin lead at this time, but that shouldn't matter so long as we keep getting stars.
So we're actually just going to keep calling them the Spook Troop?
Is there a problem with that? It's their teammate.
Yeah, what's your damn? What's wrong with the dynamic gunning, Farak? It ain't good enough for you?
How would you feel if I named us the optimal advantage of the big time berry? I like the name the big time berry.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that we should pick a name that works for the both of them. Like, what if we call ourselves the boys, seeing that we're Wario and Waluigi?
The boys?
Yeah, the boys. Yep. Just like that show with Homelander. You guys seen it? Yeah, I'm about midway into season 2. The boys. Sorry, I don't. You too? I'll take it.
Doesn't he get coins for magic numbers?
Yes, he gets 10.
And? Oh, great. So they have 100 points. Barry, the coin star is getting further and further away from us.
If we can play the mini game that happened in Stars, I think we won't have anything to worry about. Another bomb. Ooh. Oh, thank Christ. What a release. A release from what? He didn't get a single fly guy.
There's one more big roll and might just get that star, Barry.
So long as Blue doesn't ride the swamp, I think he should. If he rides the swamp, he'll be too safe. Oh, what the hell?
Holy shit, he's growing. What the fuck are you doing, Luke? He just laid it out for us. Just get the star next turn and we'll have a tremendous lead over the two.
It's really down.
Honestly, I may as well have it myself. I can't believe your partner is really just going like that, Luke. Literally next turn, either Barry or myself will be claiming our third star.
Ooh, that's a pretty good roll.
It is. I'm going to use this opportunity to do what my teammate is just choosing not to do.
Now let's see who gets the high roll next time. Man, this is getting kind of tense.
I know, I love it.
Oh, I remember this.
Pick it up, Barry. It's almost at the bottom.
You're fucking telling me. There you go, Luke. No, pound faster, Donald.
I'm trying. God damn, this fucking goes.
At least he ain't throwing mini games. All right, the moment of truth.
Wait, no, use the golden truth.
Well, shit.
Barry, come on. That's not even enough to reach the star.
Well, it's fine. You're going before Joe. You should finish with that.
You know what? Joe, I'm going to flex on you damn spook truth.
What are you talking about? What the fuck are you doing?
Barry, if this works, it'll be the coolest fucking shit.
You were snapping at me for not using the golden button.
I know this is dumb, but I want to try it.
I swear you end up over with these guys.
Barry, you threats, just hang on. Look at that motherfucker. You still got to get a high enough roll.
Donald, please don't fuck this up.
I got it. Delete this fucking game, Joe.
Wow, holy fucking shit, Donald. That was actually amazing.
There ain't a goddamn thing Joe and Luke can do to compensate.
Wait a minute. Whoops.
Luke, what, huh?
Wow, guys. You guys were so fixated on hitting that star that you didn't realize that your own attempt at being the best put you 4 points under 20. Damn, 3 more points to add insult to injury, too. Well, while you guys sit there in shock, I'll be collecting another star for the spook crew.
That didn't make me feel better.
Donald, if we don't collect 10 points from this next mini game so I can collect that star, you will cease to exist. I won't say how, or even when, but just know that it will come, and it will not be strict.
I understand. Ready?
Let's do this.
You got this, boo.
Top left to bottom middle.
I'll go bottom middle.
Okay.
Oh, Barack, it's the bottom right.
Oh. Thanks, Donald.
No problem.
No worries, boo. We'll get the next one. Look at that, baby. Try to be quick with Donald.
I'm doing my best, Barack.
Okay, good. Let's try to keep pushing.
Bottom middle for sure. Where's that other one?
I'll say bottom
I
middle.
hope, Barack, you were standing on the other one already.
Oops, sorry.
It's fine. We got it. top left.
Oh, damn it.
It's fine, Brock. Go top middle.
Cool, just one more. And dude, look at those guys trying their hardest over there.
Joe, you're talking to your handicap.
Yeah, never mind him, Donald. We fucking won.
Oh, thank Christ.
You guys are lucky that I held back.
Harry, please get a high roll.
Honestly, they're both so far away that it wouldn't even matter if I won.
Well, thankfully, we don't need to worry about it. You get nervous, Joe?
With an assured point star, any game star, and 103 coins? Nah, not really.
Oh, feeling pretty fucking cocky, huh?
Ooh, that's within our sights.
It's as good as ours.
Over my dead body.
Joe, neither you or that undead stingwing of a partner you have are even close to that star.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
For the love of God, man. As I said, actually, Lou has a chance to collect a lot of coins here.
Oh, really?
But I don't quite remember how many coins you can get. Let's find out. God damn, he mined the fuck out of that rock.
Jesus, 16?
Yeah, they definitely got the coin stuff. As a professional Minecraft player, I tip my diamond helmet to you, Lou.
Joe, that was the most disgusting thing I've heard all week.
Are you for real, Donald? What did I do? You landed on your fucking camel throw trap again.
Oh, God damn it.
How are we going to buy that next star if we don't have 20 coins?
Cool it, Barry. We just need to win the next couple of mini games.
I'm sneaking around the corner, fellas. This isn't good.
Barry, what did I just say? We'll be fine.
Oh, boy.
Oh my God, literally fucking why? Why is the normal AI better at mashing than everyone else?
I have the faintest fucking idea, Donald.
This fucking prick, he knows what he's doing.
So going down that path, making sure that we'll lose coins.
And then he rolls a 10.
That's off to you, Lou. Joe, whose side are you even on? The winning side.
I have a plan. Whether or not it'll work, we'll find out.
Oh, thank God. You wanted the boulder?
Yes.
Why?
Well, first to increase the chance of us getting the happening star. And then I also figured it would be great because it'll give us some extra time to collect coins.
Ah, very true, Donald. Good thinking. Remember this game? Okay, Donald, go. That one.
I'm starting for the red one. Jesus, this damn ghost.
Try to get it back.
I'm working on it.
Push troops up forward on the board and you're lingering at a big fat donut. Ignore it. Let's just try to focus on Lou. You ain't touching my boy, Donald. Step the fuck back.
What are you, his bouncer?
It's the service bodyguard, bitch. What are you?
Annoyed. Move, Joe.
I got one of their Christmas donuts. Try to catch it.
I heard you the first time, Barry. He's an evasive with a scrotum.
Ow, fuck.
This is it. Move it,
I
Barry.
only took it back and I lost the one I had. Oh, God damn.
How can you just stand there and let him take it?
The sneaky little jackass done.
Oh, so we're finally on the same page.
Just shut up and help me catch it.
I'm already chasing him. What are you doing?
Man, this is fucking gold.
Did you see that? He's fucking mocking us again.
Oh, man, already? Oh, me again?
The game knows it's losing.
Piss off, Donald.
Really hoping for a little.
You know, considering all these random event spaces, it's really up in the air whether we've got the star.
I think there's still hope. Hopefully I can get a safe blue space and we win the next mini game. That way you can claim the next star.
That would be good. Yeah, he's saying you're bankrupt, Donald.
Stop talking. Oh, come on.
That's actually a pretty safe space, considering that situation. Game time, baby. One. No biggie.
You get what you fucking deserve, Joe.
Literally, what have I done?
To break the road, Joe.
Now, you're not fucking important, Donald. You should quite actually tell me to came up with food.
You're not supposed to be winning.
I'm not winning. That's the crazy part.
All the stars you look